another edition of the Mexico in the World podcast, the podcast to talk about events, celebrations, and others in Mexico and the world. This time we are going to talk about different events. We have that on the 18th oil expropriation is celebrated here in Mexico, and since this is Mexico in the world, everything that has to do with oil is very important, and more so these days with what is happening over there with Ukraine and with Russia. In Mexico, the day of the oil expropriation is very important because, as you know, in Mexico, the Mexican oil company, Pemex, is very important for the gross domestic product. It is one of the most important contributors to the gross domestic product of the country. Well, now the 18th is also the day of sleep. This is very worldwide and in Mexico because having a good sleep is very important for people's health, and as you know, in Mexico and the world we suffer a lot from problems for to be able to sleep. Well, sleep problems, and especially now with what is happening with the pandemic and in Ukraine. And note that here in Mexico the rate of people who have sleep problems is quite high. But on the other hand, we have that on the 20th International Day of Happiness is celebrated. You know that there is a different rate of happiness in each country. That we have to celebrate it all over the world, and we have to try to be happy. Notice that Mexico is considered one of the really happiest countries, or is in the first places. But if it is one of the countries that is considered a happy country, how is this Mexico in the world? Tell us, what is the happiness rate of your countries? Now on the 20th, we have the day of Benito Juarez that is celebrated here in Mexico because he was a very important character in matters of independence, politics, and everything that has to do with this here in Mexico. And internationally, the day for the elimination of racial discrimination is celebrated in Mexico and the world. And how do you know with globalization and that there are many citizens living in countries where they were not born, it is very important that there is no discrimination. We also have the 22nd, the day of water. This is very important because, as you know, both in Mexico and in the world, this issue is important because you have to take great care of water. It is a very delicate issue, as I was telling you, due to the scarcity of water that we are experiencing worldwide. In Mexico, this is experienced above all in the north of the country. What is happening in this regard in the north of the country of Mexico is very sensitive, and I know that in other countries such as Africa this problem is also being experienced. So let's hope that in the future, since work is being done in this direction throughout the world and in Mexico, we hope that in the future we will achieve sustainable water and not problems with water there. This is all for the moment in this week's edition, and I didn't want to say goodbye without, as always, reminding you of our social networks email, podcastmexicointheworld@gmail.com, Twitter, @MexicoTheWorld, Facebook, Mexico in the World Podcast, Mexico in the World YouTube channel. Thank you for listening to us, and we look forward to seeing you in our next edition. Thank you. Bye.